building the bridge. We're testing it out to see if it can carry the load. We're paid by the Vietnamese road department.
In the first episode of our journey across Vietnam, we traveled from Hanoi to the city of Da Nang in the central region. The weather was far from favorable, but we survived. In this episode, our journey continues towards Saigon as we depart from Da Nang and follow the winding coastal road. Along the way, we uncover Vietnam's secluded beaches, learn more about Vietnam's tragic history, and encounter a cast of interesting people, including a local squidmonger and a fortune teller. Join us as we travel another 1,000 kilometers through some of Vietnam's most intriguing landscapes.
We're here. A lot of tourists here, but it is a beautiful place, especially in the early hours or at night when it's dark and the lights are on.
After leaving Da Nang, our first stop was the small UNESCO-listed town of Hoi An, just 30 kilometers to the south. Known for its well-preserved ancient quarter and distinctive architecture, the town reflects its long history as a trading port. Owing to its proximity to Da Nang, Hoi An's narrow streets can get quite crowded during daytime. To truly appreciate its quiet charm, it's best to stay overnight, long enough to enjoy both its vibrant evenings and its early morning light. In Hoi An, we also experienced the reality of Vietnam's traffic, never-ending road work, and Google Map instructions that lead you nowhere.
Beautiful mountains, coconut trees, water, nice breeze. What else could you want from life?
A better road.
A better road, maybe. Ooh. It's telling me to go somewhere that doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. I guess there used to be like an old school bridge here, shorter.
While in Hoi An, we also visited one of its best-known attractions, the basket boat canals. Upon arrival, we were immediately met with crowds of tourists and a determined vendor hoping to make a sale. It's fair to say the basket boats have become something of a tourist trap, but they can still be fun, especially if you're traveling with children.
It's fun.
Skipping the basket boat fun, we continued heading south to the city of Quang Ngai. Our next stop brought us to Lang Bích Hoa Tam Tan, a long name that may even make me sound like a native Vietnamese speaker. It's a small fishing village famous for its colorful murals. The blend of vibrant artwork and the steady rhythm of waves offered a refreshing change of scenery.
Very nice here. It's a mural village around 40 kilometers south of Hoi An. The whole village is full of these murals, paintings.
Someone's having a little snails.
Yet, as we walked along the white sandy beach, we were reminded of a reality that is all too common in Vietnam: litter. It may confuse a visitor, but conventional waste management in Vietnam is still lacking, leaving locals with three unfortunate options to discard their waste: burning, burying, or leaving it on the ground. As our journey continued, with occasional stops for coconuts, we passed through the village of Son Mi, a place that would seem entirely unremarkable were it not for its tragic past. In the early morning of the 16th of March 1968, around 100 American soldiers arrived. The villagers were working and cooking breakfast, not knowing that the sound of the helicopter planes that they heard would be one of the last sounds that they will ever hear. The women were raped. The children were shot. Hand grenades were thrown into people's homes. And the whole village, along with the bodies of its former residents, was burned. Son My became the site of the deadliest massacre of the Vietnam War. Known as the My Lai massacre, it claimed the lives of at least 350 civilians, most of them women, the elderly, and children. And yet, today, what stands out the most is how the Vietnamese people still remain welcoming and kind, carrying no visible traces of resentment or hate. After leaving behind this tragic chapter of history, our next stop was the 300-year-old Thiên Ấn temple, a beautiful hilltop sanctuary. As we made our way up the hill towards the temple, several people waved us down, eager to sell us one of their informal parking spots.
Hey, I don't want to go there, thank you. Wow, so friendly, no thanks.
Like most Buddhist temples in Vietnam, Thiên Ấn offered shade from the sun and a sense of tranquility. Its most striking feature, however, was the pair of towering pagodas, impressive enough to stay in our memory. Along the edges of the mountaintop, we also came across a small serene cemetery, dedicated largely to those who remain unidentified.
This cemetery here was built by donation from a person from a university. And all these are actually nameless people.
Wow. So nobody knows who they are?
Yeah, nobody knows who they are.
Outside the temple, we came across a man offering fortune-telling services, a tradition that remains popular in Vietnam.
But, we are not letting them focus. I'm just curious. Because we don't see that every day. It's very unique, you know.
Who would pay money to listen to someone telling them that your future sucks?
That's why people pay them money. They want to hear good things, even if they're not necessarily true. So you can say, this gentleman is a fortune teller. For a small amount of money, he will tell what the future holds.
Many people visit fortune tellers at the start of the year, hoping to learn when to marry, start a family, or change a job. In some instances, a prediction can even end relationships. For instance, when the couple's zodiac signs are not deemed compatible. As our journey continued, and as our hands began to burn under the increasingly intense Vietnamese sun, we made a strategic stop at a local market in Quang Ngai to resupply and better prepare for the road ahead.
I got myself gloves to cover from the sun. That's a game changer. How much is it? It's 10,000 dong, which is 60 Australian cents, or around 35 euro cents.
Bypassing the QL1, the main national route, we opted for smaller roads to experience rural Vietnam at its finest. Over the years, we've learned that in Vietnam, perhaps more than anywhere else, the most fascinating places are often unmarked and easy to miss. This proved true once again as we cruised aimlessly past beautiful rice paddies and along traditional Vietnamese village roads. Our next destination was Làng Gò Cỏ, one of Vietnam's oldest fishing villages.
We've come to the nice beach. What is the name of it?
It's a Làng Gò Cỏ, which is a village where it used to have like a old civilization that's before the Cham people even, so it's 2,000 years old.
Slowly emerging as a small tourist destination, it has remained largely deserted since the COVID-19 pandemic, allowing the village to retain its rustic charm with virtually no tourists in sight. It was certainly one of the most beautiful beaches we had ever seen in Vietnam, featuring a mix of rocky outcrops and sandy shores.
So beautiful. There's no people.
There's some people. Quite a bit of trash. That's a bit sad, but I guess that's the reality of today's life. I like these baskets here. Someone is drying. I don't know what he's done.
Oh, some kind of root.
Some kind of root, I guess.
But I'm not sure what kind of root it is.
In Làng Gò Cỏ, we met several interesting locals, including a squidmonger busy waterproofing his boat. Using palm oil, he explained this biannual task and spoke about the decline in fish resources. Behind him were dozens of traditional Vietnamese basket boats, which, according to local stories, were first introduced during French colonialization as a clever way to avoid taxes on fishing boats. Deeper in the village, amidst a sprawling coconut grove, we met a humble lady busy drying her sweet potatoes and sardines.
Fascinating.
Vô nghỉ chút đi, chăm mót đi.
Dạ.
I'll take a photo of her. Come on.
Anh qua vô này khốn lắm.
Say it's beautiful.
Bạn ấy bảo là rất đẹp cô ạ. Cô ở nhà cô với cả cô ngồi cái võng đấy trông rất đẹp ạ. She's shy and she said it doesn't look good.
It looks good. It's beautiful here, you can say. It's a very peaceful living.
Vô ghế cái ngầu chút cho khỏe đi.
She invited us to go and sit there on her chair to relax.
Oh, thank you, but we have to keep going.
Bọn con đi tìm nước dừa ạ.
Đi, cũng chạy lúc mình lại cái cá ở trong bò mà cá miếng bỏng nào để nhà này xanh xanh nó cũng chạy vô đây. Cá mấy câu quán bóng chừa.
Có quán bán nước dừa. Dạ vâng, con cảm ơn cô ạ.
Come on.
Dạ, con chào cô ạ.
Let's go and look for the coconuts then.
Yes.
Very nice people. I'm always surprised. Well, I shouldn't be surprised. I'm always amazed by how kind and,
Friendly.
lovely and warm are people in regional areas. It's amazing.
She said life is indeed much better than in the city.
That's it.
Choose your location wisely, yeah?
Exactly. That's the moral of today. That's the lesson of today.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Before leaving Làng Gò Cỏ, we enjoyed freshly made rice pancakes in the village center, and had the privilege of listening to the village elder recount stories of its distant past, including how the Vietnam War had left not a single coconut tree standing.
It used to be plenty of coconut here, but since 1965, when Americans just dropped bombs here, chemical bombs, they just died. So recently they started growing again.
That's sad. Vietnamese pancakes. Made out of rice flour, it seems.
How is it?
Good. I'm so hungry. So, ask how often do they get tourists here?
They said a lot.
A lot.
And
Is it mostly Vietnamese or international?
They said international also, but earlier they were saying that international tourists cannot stay here overnight, so the homestays are only for Vietnamese.
Our last formal stop before Quy Nhon was Đá Mũi Rồng, or Dragon Nose, as it is known in English. This striking viewpoint features a unique rock formation by the water and offers panoramic views of the sea. Its remote location means international tourists rarely find their way here, which gave us a rare sense of solitude.
It's gonna be very mountainous ahead. That's what the GPS says.
As we followed the coastal road, we crossed several mountain ranges, passing through dramatically different climates within no more than 100-kilometer range. This included a dry, desert-like valley, home to one of the largest solar farms we had ever seen. With the sea on one side, the solar panels on the other, and cows wandering across our path, it was a scene to remember. Making our way further south, we were greeted by the skyline of a city seldom discussed, Quy Nhon. Today, Quy Nhon is a modern coastal hub, but for more than 1,000 years it was part of the Champa kingdom. Once a Hindu-Buddhist state, The Cham people now form a small, predominantly Islamic minority, living mostly in the Mekong Delta area. However, crumbling Cham temples from the 11th and 12th century can still be found around Quy Nhon, showcasing architecture that is far closer to South Indian or Javanese styles than anything typically seen in Vietnam. We stayed in Quy Nhon for a couple of days and enjoyed hiking in the nearby mountains. The journey along the coast had been eye-opening, but we were eager to begin the next leg of our journey, the Central Highlands, a region shaped by vast coffee plantations, indigenous communities, and quite surprisingly, ancient volcanoes.
Ooh, here you have a bunch of bananas. I don't know if any of them are edible. Let's try. Ooh. In fact, they are. Let me peel one. That's exactly what I needed. Some nutrition. It's good.
But this will be something for the next episode. Life is good.